Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, and more. Why so many places? I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. I want to balance out all that bad news out there, also known as the headlines, with some good news so that you don't end up in the morning with the case of the 4 A's: angry, aggravated, anxious, and afraid. Instead, I want you to finish up your breakfast with amazing. And that's why I'm here. 710 consecutive weeks. I've been saying 610. Lord Almighty, over 13 and a half years, 1,532 podcast shows, but who is counting? I'm so delighted that I'm still here and that I get to bring you topics, guests, series, and co-hosts. And that is no exception. Today, it is time for Doctors in the House with myself and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
And you will recognize her because, she's been coming at you, coming with me. She's a MD. I'm a PhD, which just stands for piled higher and deeper. But her medical doctorate is not the only thing that she is known for. She's a U.S. Navy veteran, published author, retired OBGyn from Compton, California. Playwright, singer, poet, songwriter, and more. She has many books, starting with the poetry book and now branching out into all kinds of very helpful children's books. And her latest new hat in the ring is as a congressional candidate. Please welcome back to my studio, Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
Always a pleasure to be here. Happy Wednesday, everyone.
Absolutely. Let's start with having some breakfast as per habit. A good life habit. Top of the bun. We take a bite of our gratitude sandwich, which means top of the bun. What are we grateful for outside of ourselves? And then on the bottom of the bun, what are we grateful for inside of ourselves? This is a hashtag Blisscipline. The bottom of the bun we do before we go to bed, but we're going to model for it today now, so you know what to do tonight. Top of the bun is the regular gratitudes, and I take this from Snoopy. There's always something to be grateful for, and that's how we like to start the morning. Every weekday morning with me, and every Wednesday weekday morning with Dr. Tiffanie Tate. So I'm going to pass the ball to you. What are you grateful for this morning?
I had such a wonderful, wonderful time since the last time I had a chance to be with you on the show. As you see, I am in my Christmas elf gear today with my Christmas earrings and my elf shirt. And I'm wearing my Christmas gear almost every day. I have to wear my Christmas bling. So I am grateful for this Advent season as I go to all my Christmas parties and I take my Christmas goodies and I bake my Christmas goodies. So I am grateful for Advent season as we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ.
I am grateful that I love this season of joy, whatever it is for you, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas. I just love all of it. And as you can see, I don't have as much bling on as she does, but I do have my favorite little reindeer earrings, which I love. And they're like little glass. You can't tell because you're not close enough to touch this, but they're kind of cool. It's like a little art piece. So I am grateful for all of the holly jolly.
And this past weekend, I was very busy. So I'll split it up into two gratitudes. But Saturday morning, I had the chance to attend what's called the JFK Awards. And I had the opportunity to meet Politics Girl and one of the co-founders of Midas Touch. And I thought, I'm like a big geek like that. So I had an opportunity to talk to them, and that was a big deal for me. So I was like, yay, me.
Yeah. Now, Midas Touch, why does that, like Midas, the company?
Well, they have like over 7 million followers on all different streaming platforms. So it was fabulous for me. Yes.
Midas Touch. Is it a singing group?
No, they're not a singing group. They have different political. They're a political group. Well, I can't say a political group, but they do political analysis, and they just assess things. And so it was.
That's why I don't know about it, because we don't.
Yes. No, we don't talk about that. But they just they analyze things, and so it was just a big deal for me. So I was like,
you were a fangirl.
Yeah, I was fanning out.
That's funny. I am grateful that last night I thought of you and I thought of your kids, actually. I went and I love first my best friend, Anne Marie. I call myself the 1/3 because she has 3 best friends. So I'm 1/3 of that gang. And she took me to her son's choral concert. So you see Cal State Dominguez Hills, never been there. Lovely venue, and her son Justin blew my socks off with their choral group, and they did their fall concert, and it was so good. And it was like the use of silence was amazing to me. I forgot to look up his name, but their choir director made me want to add that to my list of when I come back, like next life. I definitely want to try to do that. Conducting? It looks so cool, and they were so good. So I'm grateful that I got to experience that, and I got to go with her mom and dad, and so there's another family of choice. So I'm grateful. I'll do mine, and then you can do yours, only because it relates. I'm grateful that I have friends like Anne-Marie and Dr. Tiffanie, because my kids asked me to choose whether I got them for Thanksgiving or Christmas, because they're going to go to their dad's family since their dad's sister just passed early year. And so I won't have my daughters at Christmas. And I'm like, meep, meep. And then, but I've set it up where Christmas Eve, I go to Anne-Marie's, and they have a tradition, I've been there before, where they do like a gratitude exercise in the ring, on Christmas Eve, which I think is great, right up my life alley. And then Christmas Day, I get to go spend with Dr. Tiffany's family, which I've done before as well. And so I'm really grateful that I have families of choice, and that I may not be related, even though I go up for the picture of all the kin at her birthday by accident, that I'm really, really grateful that I have colleagues that turned into friends, that turn into family of choices. So I'm grateful for you, Dr. Tiffanie, and your family.
And I'm grateful for you. But I also had a chance to go to New Jersey this weekend for Nathaniel's recital. And that was such a fabulous experience. And I'm so grateful for his extended family out there, because as you know, this was his first Thanksgiving away from his mom. So we spent a lot of time on FaceTime. And I'm thankful and grateful for his extended family out there, so I'm going to sneak in an extra one. And it was phenomenal. I had the opportunity to see 2 concerts. He had his recital on Sunday, and then he had a chamber concert on Monday. So it was phenomenal.
Yeah. I just love okay, so let's go to the bottom of the bun. We could be here all day or all hour. The bottom of the bun, if you've never done this exercise, it means at the end of the day, I want you to fall asleep, being grateful, not for things outside of yourself, but things about yourself. Why? Because we have generations now of people who are raised being told, don't toot your own horn, you're not all that, in an effort, well meaning, sometimes more mean than well, of parents trying to keep you humble. But the downside is we look for that approval all the time outside of ourselves. And it is my BS, my belief system, that good mental health starts right over here. And that if I can approve of myself, if I like myself, if I think that I'm all that most of the time, then I'm less likely to go put antenna up looking for love or likes, literally, in the wrong places. So that's why we do this part. So it's so important for you to know how one of a kind wonderful you are. So we anchor that with this exercise. So I will start by saying, I like that I appreciate so much in life. Thank you. Someone just gave us the finger, this one, not the other one. I appreciate my ability to appreciate music. I love music and all the different genres, and how beautiful it is that in this lifetime, humans have learned how to express through the universal love language of music. I appreciate that I know that.
I appreciate the fact that I have been able to cultivate my children in a way that did not smother their gifts. Because a lot of times people are like, okay, I'm a doctor, you have to be a doctor, or I'm a nurse, you have to be a nurse. And I have been able to say, okay, I just want you to be happy and do what makes you happy and not necessarily follow in my footsteps. And I think a lot of times we as parents have to be able to step back and let our children find their own niche in life. And I appreciate the fact that I have been able to do that and let my children find their own happiness.
Let my children go. Yeah. I appreciate that I've been a good mom. Not perfect, certainly better than my mom. The good thing about generations is our only job is just to do a little bit better than our parents did. And they did the best that they could with what they had and the time and resources. They learned from theirs. And there's no parenting classes that are mandatory. So I appreciate that I can give myself credit. 80% of the time, I was a fabulous mom. 12% of the time, passable. 8% of the time in there, I go up and down. So I think it's important that I acknowledge that no matter how they're feeling about me, or no matter what's going on in their lives, my heart goes out to parents who thought they did a great job, and maybe their kids are taking some decisions that maybe aren't the best for them. That doesn't take away from what you've done. And during this season where you will see your family more, I hope you remember that you can give yourself, you did the best that you could.
Mm-hmm. And I like the fact that I am able to not take things personal. It took me a while to get here, but I think a lot of times when I was offended, I would internalize things. But now I'm like, okay, that sounds like a you problem. And it's funny because my daughter would always say, well, that's a problem for tomorrow me, not today
Oh,
me.
I like that. I forgot that she said that. I love that expression.
Yes, yes. And so I think it's a good way to just relax, relate, and release. And people die from stress. And especially with the holidays coming up, we really need to relax, relate, and release. And I think if you can live a life more relaxed, you'll be so much better off.
Absolutely. I like that. Relax. What is it? Relax,
Relax, relate, and release.
relate, and release. Woof. That's powerful. Relax. Don't do it. Na, 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 na. I do. Let it go. Let it go.
Mhm.
That Frozen. Yeah, I take up Frozen a lot. I think that's good. I think we had a good breakfast there. I hope you
Mhm.
join me every weekday morning for breakfast in the morning. Different co-hosts or guests, but always breakfast in the morning. So I promise you that if you do this good life exercise for 21 consecutive days, whatever you think it makes a habit, 28, 30, 42.7% of statistics are made up on the spot. So we don't even know these days how long it takes to make a good habit. Doesn't matter. Just do it. Gospel according to Nike, because I promise if you do, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thanks for joining us for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. Dr. Tiffanie, what is the topic of the day?
Self-reflection. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Let's take a look and see what we see.
I was trying to figure out how to rhyme that. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Let's go have fun in a ball. No, that doesn't work.
Well, we can go with mirror, mirror on the wall. Let's take a look and tell it all.
Oh, I like that. I did something, but I said, mirror, mirror, where is it? On the wall. I lost it. Mirror, mirror on my wall. Right?
Mhm.
Self-reflection. I thought that was clever.
Mhm.
I guess you had to be there. Yes. Why are we talking about this?
Well, a lot of times we have New Year's resolutions and we decide to make a new us and make a new you, and we decide we want to start over. Well, what if we don't necessarily need to start over? Maybe we just need to take a beat, take a pause, and look, because self-reflection is not always a bad thing. It's just taking a pause on our life to make sure we're actually heading in the direction that we want. Because most of the time, we are moving so fast that we don't even notice our habits, our emotions, or whether or not the patterns in our lives are the things that we're repeating that we are happy with or that we're not happy with. And what if we're going in the direction that we actually like? Maybe we don't need to change. Maybe we do, but we don't know unless we reflect. So I figured this might be an opportunity to take a beat and take a look.
And flip it over, slap it down, massage it.
Smack it, flip it, and reflect on it.
Oh, I think that's going to be a standing joke for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
There's like a block why I can't say it like you say it, but maybe it's better if I don't say it like you say
Yes.
it.
Smack it, flip it, rub it down, right? BBD.
If I say it like it will come out really different and not so G-rated.
Yeah, because reflections are fabulous because it gives us a chance to step outside of ourselves, look at our lives with just a little bit of clarity. And it's not a bad thing. Reflection is just taking a look because sometimes people are like, oh, in a punitive way, you need to reflect on yourselves. But what if you just need to reflect on yourselves to say, oh, I like what I did? And it's not always a bad thing. And I think we need to look at it that way. What if you want to say, hey, that was really good. Way to go, me.
That's exactly why we do the gratitude sandwich. And that's
Mhm.
exactly why the bottom of the bun is not focused on what's wrong with you, but what's right with you. So definitely, um, as you're talking, it reminds me. I used to do a talk called the work-life balance thing, like jump off that hamster wheel into balanced living.
Mhm.
Gosh, it's been a while since I did that talk, but I would start with the, you know, how's your life? And it's like, oh, it's fine. Like the alarm goes off, I hit snooze. The alarm goes off, I hit snooze. I get in the car, traffic, get to work, interruptions, phone calls, problems, get back in the car, traffic, go feed everyone, sit down, watch bad TV, forget to floss, go to bed. The alarm goes off, snooze. And then we say, is it Christmas already? And that's exactly what Dr. Tiffany's talking about. We're so like just not even thinking. We're in our habits. We are just constantly running around. And there is not that, pause to go take a breath. And yeah, do I even like what I'm doing as a habit every single day? There's plenty of self development teachers that talk about, myself included, let's just write down what it is that we do every day and look at, is it working for us or not?
Mhm. Yeah, figure out the why. And when you start asking yourself the why you react the way you do, why you do what you do, why you make certain choices, and what you really want, what you really need, and what you think you're supposed to need, that brings a certain type of self-awareness. And that makes things more powerful
Yeah,
in your life and in your daily activities.
absolutely. And when we say self-reflection, oftentimes the way you said it, you need to reflect on that. It's like a negative thing.
Mhm.
And so, my, as usual, misbalance, I want us to balance out self reflection's um, constructive criticism side with self approval, self esteem, acting on our own behalf side. Because without that, self reflection becomes another way to beat yourself up, another way to shit on yourself, another way
Mhm.
to, you know, feed your perfectionism, which is a dis-ease with life. And I don't want you constantly being your own worst enemy or your biggest critic. Why? There's plenty of other people who are going to criticize you. I want you to know, when to, what is it? Yay, you, right?
Yes, way to go, me. Yeah.
Way to go, me. And when to go, not the brightest crayon in the box move or sharpest tool in the shed action. But hey, I did the best that I can. I was not in a good place, and it's okay.
Absolutely. And it's okay to break out of old cycles that are not serving you and to foster relationships that go smoother. And when you understand yourself, you communicate better, you have better relationships, and you set boundaries a little bit more clearer, and you show up with more empathy for yourself as well as others. And
Mhm.
that's what we are here to do, to try to help make your lives better 88% of the time.
Absolutely. And for those of you who've tuned in the first time, you're welcome to take my advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show, and our very special series every week, every Wednesday morning is Doctors in the House with myself
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
and we are here to up your happiness level 88%. Why so many eights? I haven't said this in a while, Dr. Tiffany, so maybe it's time for a renewer. I know that you thought I was Swedish, but I'm not. I'm Chinese, and eight is a lucky number in Chinese. It's a homophone for good fortune. So in Mandarin, ba is eight. Can you say that? Ba,
Ba, ba,
ba.
ba.
Kind of like Affleck. Ba is good fortune. Fa, ba is 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ba is 8. And then fa is not do, re, mi, fa. Fa is good fortune. So that's why it's a homophone. It sounds like it. And that's why 8 is a lucky number. And you'll see a lot of Chinese people will not buy a house if it does not have an 8 in it. And then just because I'm on a roll here, there's a number that's not so good, which is 4, because 4 is the way you say 4 in Mandarin, the number, and 10 means dead. So it sounds like death. So you'll see 8s, but no 4s, unless you have 2 4s, which equal 8. So then it's okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
you didn't know that, right?
I learned something new, the 2 4s. Okay. But here's what the statistics show. Most Americans, to the tune of 95%, they think that they are self-aware. But there's a caveat. Yes. So 95% of Americans think that they are self-aware. But the research suggests that only about 10 to 15% of that 95 truly are.
Wow.
So we have some work to do, people. That makes this show even more pertinent. Right.
Absolutely. I have executive coaching clients, C-suite, senior VP, directors, and one in particular, my first session, when I was asked to sit with him, he said, "I am not angry."
Right. Okay.
He falls in that higher percentage.
He's part of that 95. We're just going to take a guess.
Anyways.
They say denial is not just a river in Egypt, right? Right. And so it's interesting because a lot of times that's where we encourage people, to just take a pause, take a beat, and think about where we are. So that means regular, deep self-reflection is not common for the majority of people who often operate on just autopilot, though many practice some form of daily reflection, whether it's journaling, meditation, or just simply checking in on themselves periodically. They don't really truly understand the gist of what it means to think about what it is they're doing in their daily activities.
Mm-hmm. And I have my clients actually write down, especially the ones that say, "I can't sit still and meditate." It's like, okay, then as you're trying to meditate and a thought comes across, instead of releasing the thought, I want you to actually write it down. And they begin to see the kinds of thoughts that they have in their heads that is keeping them from self-reflection, and or the kind of self-reflection that they're doing that they keep pushing away. So those thoughts, being aware of the actual thought itself and being an observer, watching your thoughts or being cognizant of what you're thinking, that's the first step in self-awareness, is to separate yourself from what you're thinking.
Absolutely. Because many people, like that 85 to 90% who really are not self-aware, they're just functioning on autopilot because we're just like going through the motions on a daily basis. They just stay on that autopilot. They're not questioning their behaviors. They're not questioning their motivations. They're just functioning. They're just going through the motions. They're, okay, I got to go to the grocery store. I got to get gas. I got to cook dinner for the kids. I got to spend time with my significant other. I got to visit my sister. Just got to do. And significant other, insignificant other, just got to go through the motions, just got to get it done, got to wake up, got to do it all again tomorrow. And they're just not thinking about what it is that they need to do, because true self-awareness is really knowing your values, your strengths, your weaknesses, and how others see you, how you see yourself. And And when you kind of step into that arena, you know where you are, you know your leadership skills, your overall well-being, and you get better job performance.
Absolutely. I lost the thought. I just got creative for a second. You might be able to help me with this. Pause is a good thing. The ability to just stop, and it stands for please allow us some. And I thought about equanimity, but what do you think? What's that? What's a good thing for E? Pause equals please allow us some energy. Anyways, it'll come. But I think that's a good pause is a good, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Code word, right? Let's pause and energize. There we go. A way to energize is to do that, but we don't do that. It's a constant, what is that? 48,000 thoughts every day, whatever that statistic is, and 75% of them are negative. That's a giant amount of negative stuff. And what's interesting is a lot of my clients, they go, oh, I'm really hard on myself. But if they do that journal, and list down the thoughts, they're really critical of other people. What's going through their head is all judgment about other people.
You know what? E could be for an exit, because sometimes you just need a temporary exit.
There you go. Please allow us some exit.
Yeah, you need to take a break. You need to exit the highway of life for just a brief moment, because you want to pause. You want to just take a brief exit from going through the motions. Just take a temporary exit before you enter the freeway again of just going through those motions again.
Yeah.
A temporary exit.
Yeah. And a lot of us, especially if we're high overachievers, we're do this, do that, do this, as you were saying, do, and you end up in doo-doo. And we don't want to end up in doo-doo. And it looks like it's time to take a break already for news, weather, traffic, and a word from our sponsors. I want you to stay. Don't go away. We'll be right back in 2 and 2, as Chuck Wooler used to say. But I say peace in and peace out. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
Hello, my name is Dr. Tiffanie Tate, and I am running for the United States House of Representatives in California's 40th District. I am a mother, a veteran officer of the United States Navy, and I am a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist. Please visit my website at Dr. Tate for Congress. That is DrTateforCongress.com. As a mother, I understand how to take care of a family and how to make ends meet, and I understand what it means to struggle to provide. As a physician, I understand the needs of healthcare policy, and I understand how to make the decisions for you, your family, your friends. Please, there are only 6 physicians to caucus in the physician caucus. I do not need to live in your district to make the decision necessary for the United States. Donate to my campaign so I can make policy better for the United States of America. Visit my website at Dr. Tate for Congress. That is DrTateforCongress.com. My name is Dr. Tiffanie Tate. I approve this message.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pay's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it. Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 106.5, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. At 8 a.m. drive time, I am back to my favorite slot, the number one slot of listeners and watchers as you drive to work. This is what I want you to be doing. I don't want you to be mad at the people cutting you off, at least not screaming on the outside, but instead listening. Don't comment, but having breakfast with us with a gratitude sandwich, and then listening and talking and discussing things like all the great topics that Dr. Tiffanie Tate usually, she picks the topics like 98% of the time. Every once in a while I butt in, but she's been tasked with that great task, and she delivers every weekday, Wednesday morning, and today's no exception. The topic is, where's my
self-reflection?
Beat me to the gong.
Oh.
Self-reflection. Mirror, mirror on my wall, who is the happiest of them all, instead of who's the one that did, I didn't do this, and I didn't do that, and I should have done this, and should not a good place to be. So we are talking about strategies on how to get the most out of self-reflection.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you have more stats.
Absolutely. Yes. And so basically, instead of, it's like watching a movie of your life, but instead of being a harsh critic, you're saying, okay, I saw that scene. Let's see how we can make it better. And it helps you break unhelpful patterns, and you now want to improve upon it if you so desire. But again, like I said before, what if you are happy with it? But without reflection, people can repeat the same mistakes if they see a mistake. So whether you're staying in a bad relationship, falling into the same arguments, choosing environments that don't fit them. So reflections help you see cause and effect, so you can change the pattern. And it helps to build emotional regulation or boost your confidence. And I think when you kind of review these things, it can help you align your priorities, your long-term goals, and help with your mental health. So one thing that they recommend you consider doing is journaling. When you start to journal, you can kind of lay things out. Now, as far as journaling, I love writing, but I'm not necessarily one for journaling, but it can help you externalize your thoughts. Even 5 minutes can work. I don't know about you, Dr. Marissa. Do you journal?
I used to journal a lot. There was a time I was going through a lot of stuff, and it was a journal / gratitude exercise that I actually did with Melody Beattie, who's the best-selling author of Codependent No More. And we had met, but we were both speaking at a conference. We became friends. She was one of my first guests on my first year. And she wrote a book about gratitude based on our, every night we would do like a gratitude / journal complaining, like we would get it all out to each other. And it was tremendously helpful. But I'm like you, we are both writers. We write, we make money from writing, and we're in that thought process. So if it's writing for just writing's sake and it has no purpose, right? It is just like one of those, oh, what am I doing that for? Just like reading, right? Both of us had to read so much during our studies that it took me some years to want to read something again. I have to be honest about that. But my compromise, Dr. Tiffanie, is I do use voice notes. So I will talk to my phone and have it capture how I'm feeling, and or I will vent and write out a response to somebody that I'm really in my piss offedness about, and hit save draft. So those are the kinds of exercises that I, do that might qualify as journaling.
And voice notes count, bullet points count, all of those still count, as long as it helps you get it out and it helps you process it. And it's like having a conversation with yourself, and it is all a fact of helping you evolve. And mindfulness and meditation, that also helps as well. And these are all different things that help you get through it. So weekly self check-ins are good, because daily self check-ins, that might not be practical for you, because again, sometimes you're on autopilot, your schedule may not accommodate it. So those are different things. Any type of honest conversation that helps you look within and gives you some type of solidarity, whether it is with yourself, with a trusted friend, or even a coach, can help you progress.
Good. I encourage my clients that are coming to me for happiness coaching to put an alarm every top of the hour, and it just says breathe. And that is a form of self-reflection, because you're just taking a moment to do the 3-breath technology, in through the nose, releasing soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees, in again, connecting with mind, releasing all the stories and the drama, and 3rd breath in, connecting with me through chi, eternal energy. That takes less than 20 seconds. And in that time, I can be out of the do this, do that, do this, end up in do, and then connect myself in my breath, which is life energy, to everyone around, as well as the energy that creates the planets, to make sure that they don't run into each other at night and implode all of us to death. The same energy that makes sure that every drop of water and snowflake is different. The energy that I call love, source, whatever you want to call it. Mine's the UPS man, my universal power source that delivers every morning when I meditate. That moment of reflection allows us to stop with those negative thoughts.
Absolutely. I think one of the most important things is to avoid judging yourself in the process, because a lot of times we have so much compassion for other people, but we lack compassion for ourselves. And we need to have more compassion, more self-compassion, and just try to avoid judgment on yourself as you reflect. Because remember, you just want to look at whatever you've done, even if you consider it a mistake. You want to have compassion on yourself. And reflection is not fixing, it's just noticing. Okay. And I think that that's important.
Yeah. I love Gordon the guided missile. I learned this from John Cleese when I got to speak on a stage with him. He was talking about creativity, mistakes, another way to say that. If you look at anything you would do in life, where did we get the expectation that we're going to hit it nail on the first time, first try? Life is about, we take a shot and the feedback says, a little bit to the right, maybe not so hard, right? That's life. In every single thing that we try to do or master or succeed or learn, it is that process of try and then go, all right, how do we do on that? That it's not a negative thing. There's no value judgment on it. It's just data. When did we turn that into, oh, you're so stupid. Why didn't you get that right the first time? And
Right.
that voice is just your enemy because that's not realistic. I love Abraham Hicks when she says, you're never going to get it done. Life, you're never going to get it done. You're just constantly growing and expanding, and you're never going to get it wrong. There is no wrong. There is just learning from whatever it was. It expands you. It chisels you. So go easy. I hope you're hearing that from both of us. Go
Mhm.
easy when you're self-reflecting. Go easy on yourself. Take away the back paddle. Nobody needs to. And let me just. Oh, go ahead. And then I want to say something. I don't want to keep talking. Go ahead. I know you have other things. But
No, I was going to say that, and remember, whatever comes up when you're reflecting and when you're thinking, it's just information. And as you look at the information, try to look at it objectively, not judgmentally,
Mm.
and try to process it in that same respect. Because a lot of times, as we look at things and we process things, we love to classify things, even ourselves, and label things. And it's hard to not put things in a box, including ourselves. And me, I like to be a box breaker, a glass shatterer, and that's just how I roll. So I want you to have more understanding for yourselves as you move forward in this process. And as you close out this year and as you reflect and you pause and look at your life and say, am I headed in the direction I want my life to be in? Because as the year ends, people tend to be less compassionate, more irritated, and you got this.
Yeah. I'm going to put the moose on the table. I've got both of them today. That's my Canadian version of talking about the elephant in the room. And both Dr. Tiffanie and I have directed most of our comments to the audience who tends to be harder on themselves. That's one of the things. They're just automatically, they're harder on themselves. So there's a balance here. There are some people that may be listening or watching, or you're thinking about them and going, oh man, they need to look at themselves because they never look at themselves. I'm thinking of one client I had who had blind faith in himself. All right. He was always looking at what everybody else was doing wrong, never looked at himself. He was the guy who, if a manager came into a meeting and said, it's come to my attention that somebody or some people are, and doing something, whatever it was. And all the ones who are hard on themselves go, oh, is she talking about me? Oh, did I do that? And the one person she's actually talking about, him, is clueless as to that was feedback for him. That's why I tell managers, just go to that person directly. Don't make it a whole, group announcement, because the people you really need to hear that, it's like they're oblivious because they don't think it applies to them. So when we're talking about self-reflection and we're going easy on yourself, it ain't talking about you. So if you're listening and you're a person that never thinks that they might be a source of the problem or contributing to the problem, if you're a person that says, that's not my problem all the time, this message is for you. Guess what? You may have a little bit of responsibility in creating the situation that you're in. And this is why I say, if the same thing comes up, if 3 different people tell you that you would be better off if you 3 different times, it's not about them, it's about you, boo. So that's this side. Then what we've been talking about is for those of us, and many women fall into this category, not all, but many women are so hard on themselves that it's ridiculous to try to, I don't want you to self-reflect, because you already do too much negative self-reflecting. And I want you to go to the bottom of the bun and look for the things that you like about yourself.
Think about the last week, the week that just passed, and ask yourself 3 questions. What's one moment you're proud of? What's one moment you'd like to handle differently next time? Actually, make it 4. What emotion has been the strongest for you lately? And what do you need right now to feel more grounded?
Grounded as in balanced, grounded as in happy, grounded as in what?
That's just a personal question.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's whatever makes you feel better. Maybe I'll change it. Whatever makes you feel better. So what, and you don't even have to answer it out loud. It's up to you. These are just reflective things to reflect
I like
on.
to play. Ask me the question again.
Okay. So what's one moment you're proud of?
I took a situation that I could have ruminated and like seethed and been in my piss offedness for probably another week. I allowed it only to occupy me for one day.
Great, perfect. And what's one moment you'd like to have handled differently next time?
I wish I had not been walking and reading a text and I tripped and I fell hard enough on the pavement to break a Tupperware and bled, because I'm on the heavy duty blood thinners. And I and then 2 people walked by, 3 people saw it, 3 people drove by, and no one stopped to ask if I was okay. But I'll keep it on me, which is I was walking and reading a text.
Okay.
Not a good idea.
Okay. Well, most people do that all the time. So, but we could have had more compassion as human beings. There could have been more kindness in the humankind. And what do you need right now to feel to feel better?
I'm good. I honestly, I right at this very moment, I don't need anything. I feel good.
You feel good. Okay.
Yeah.
And what emotion has been the strongest for you lately?
Gratitude. So much gratitude for what I do have, where I am, the adjustment and the knowing that the blood clots are not horrible, in the sense that there's so much I can do not flying, and that I am open and receiving everything that I'm supposed to be doing. And it's not a big deal.
Great. And so I think that you are in a great place and you reflected very nicely. But this can be applied to our listeners for them to think about their past week and see how they would handle things differently.
Those are great questions, Dr. Tiffanie. Repeat them again so that people can write it down and stop at the top of the hour when you do your breath and ask those 3 questions. They are:
what's one moment from the last week you're proud of? What's one moment you'd like to handle differently next time? What emotion has been the strongest for you lately? And what do you need right now to feel more grounded or to feel better?
Great. So what is a proud moment? What
So
could I have done? What would I have wanted to do differently? Okay.
And what emotion has been the strongest for you lately? And what do you need right now to feel better or to feel more grounded?
All right, perfect. I'm gonna put it in the chat so you have it to go. And we're pretty much, yeah, I guess we're ready. Do you have any more research before I ask you for your final word?
I would say just remember that the statistics show that while 95% of us think that we're not. Only 15% of us truly self-reflect. So the statistics are working against us. So it's something that we definitely need to actively work on. And Maya Angelou put it best: if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude about it. And I think that quote by Maya Angelou is spot on, because the definition of insanity is continuing to do the same thing and expecting a different outcome. And I don't know about you, but I'm not willing to label myself as insane. I'm willing to make the necessary adjustments, and I'm willing to do what I can to be content. And I believe that when it comes to peace, sanity, and stress-free life, I can do what I need to do to be content. And I believe you can do the same thing. So don't let people stress you out, and don't let you stress you out. Forget about other people.
Yeah.
You have to live with yourself 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you are the main person causing yourself stress, stop it.
Exactly.
And that's the main thing: self-reflection, self-compassion, and that's the key to peace.
Great. Was that your final word too?
That is my final word.
All right. My final word is, can you this year make a resolution to go from being your own worst critic to your own best friend? That is the Happy 88 Challenge. I am putting together a regular session to work with me once a week over Zoom from wherever you are. If you're interested in that, go to my website and fill in the on the subject line. And I'm compiling that right now to get a common day during the week. And that's what we're going to do, is just have a support system so that you can have personal mastery. That's being your own best friend. That's my final word. We always want the best for you. I hope you've gotten that today, as in all Wednesdays on Doctors in the House with myself and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
Thanks for joining us now, Dr. Tiffanie. Take it out.
Now go and have the best day ever.
Forgot to do the peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace.
Take back your life with Dr.